show. Tell the damn truth.
Tell the truth.
Alright, we've got called in Wave 1 Peace. He says, Information Man, thank you for being here today.
Feels like the first time.
We've got another CG in the house and speak truth. Yeah.
Right. Don't wanna say I love you first, but holding it in just might make me burst. Love in the open.
Program will be starting very, very soon.
Daydreaming, hoping, melting in our make-believe new worlds. Whispering winds bring the remembrance that you're my girl. No shame, no games. I wanna fall in love, fall in love. I'll be a savage, I'll be a baddest. Or do you like sweet caramel honey dipped? I'm yours till the beat flips. Don't let it slip. Give up my power. Yes, afraid to lose each other. Counting the hours till I see you again. Could you be life, lover, and best friend? Waiting for text back. Wondering where you at, or who could you be with? No, I'm not possessive, but you're mine. Okay, I'ma let you live. No shame, no shame, no game. I wanna fall in love, vulnerable in love. Do you want classy? Do you want nasty, babe? I'll give you options. I'll be a perfect day. I'm yours till
Alright, we got Old Reliable who just came in the house. That's right. Peace, everybody. Peace. I see you. The bring start soon. I've got a few things to cover that will definitely be an eye-opener.
BS3 Network is now on Roku TV under BS3 TV. Download today. BS3 Network, changing the way you listen to podcasts.
Tell the truth.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
What's up, everybody? Peace, respect to everyone in the chat room. Let me do a few things. I want to double check something to make sure my mic is where it needs to be. So if you can hear me very clearly, just let me know by putting sevens in the chat room. I appreciate everybody that's here. I just want to double check something, make sure microphones and everything is working the way it needs to be working. I appreciate you all. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to get right to the point here. I do not want to drag this particular stream on for a super long time, but I do want to get through some stuff. Now, I want everybody to bear with me today because I'm going to read some documents. I'm going to read it the best I can because keep this in mind, it's going to be a lot of legal jargon, but we're going to make sense of this legal jargon as it relates to the NDA. An NDA, let me put this up here. This is related to P. Diddy. And what I want to say here is that there has been a few people that have come out and have spoke their mind about P. Diddy, have made some innuendo about things that have happened in parties that they have witnessed. Some people have given small details. Some people have given lots of details or in between details. But I've been wondering, why is it that none of P. Diddy's friends have really come out, just like Uncle Luke said, that why is it that his friends are not coming out and saying anything, right? They've been very quiet, very tight-lipped. Maybe there's a reason why P. Diddy may not be getting the support that you think that he should be getting from the celebrities out there. But then you don't really have any big-name celebrities that have really come out and jump out of the window, everybody, and simply spilled all the beans. You've had people that said, hey, I was a bodyguard for him. We've had people like Mark Curry, who I played a couple of weeks ago, who was part of Bad Boy Records, and he was he was part of the label as a rapper. But Mark Curry wasn't this big, huge mega star, in terms of celebrityism, okay? But he spoke out. You've had Mace who spoke out. Mace mainly spoke out about how he felt P. Diddy never allowed him to grow to the artist that he should have become. Craig Mack has said a few things. And of course, we know Jaguar Wright has been very critical. And of course, I need to say this, I'll Be Sure has been heavily critical of P. Diddy because there was some mysterious things that happened to Al B. Sure when he became sick in a coma for about 2 or 3 months, 6 months, I don't know. And he has a lot to say and point fingers at P. Diddy. Let's say this again. P. Diddy has not been charged with anything at this time. We know that the feds have a 95 to 99% rate when they do raids on you. Remember, this is something I want to tell everybody. Now, they went in his house and they took all electronics, okay? What we know about electronics is that even if you delete anything on your computer, you delete it where you can't see it, but it's still in your computer. So anything that's been deleted, whether it be videos, inappropriate notes that can lead to some suspicion, videos, photos, all these sort of stuff, sort of these what we call transmissions. They can suck all that stuff out in the feds. Now, I know somebody personally who works for Homeland Security. They got all kind of gadgets and machines and special software where they can pull whatever you've deleted in that computer if you didn't get rid of the damn hard drive. So, and we know the feds, they work very slow. They work a very slow pace. And then before you know it, bam, they got you. So we'll see how this all unfolds. Of course, there's been allegations thrown out there at P. Diddy's son. And I don't want to get into the situation with his son because I really don't know. And remember, when they speak about his kids, these are grown adults. His sons are grown adults. His daughters these are grown. He has a little girl. But I'm not going to get into the situation with his son. If you look at the allegations against the son, Christian, it looks really, really bad if he did these things that he's being accused of. It looks real bad, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm going to say this again. You haven't had prominent, and I mean, when I say prominent celebrities, we're talking about A-listers who have come out that have been at these parties and have said anything. And the reason why, this is the inference that I'm going to make today, because these are documents that came out. This is not something that's a make-believe. These are real documents that have come out about the things that P. Diddy requires people to do when they go to his party. So any of you in the chat room listening, you got to ask yourself, what are you willing to do to be a part of a P. Diddy party when there's all kind of rumors and innuendo about what goes on at his parties? And I've got more information to definitely make your eyes open up some more about this issue. As Cat Williams said himself, you just have to say no to a P. Diddy party.
Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
P. Diddy be wanting to party, and you got to tell him no. So we're gonna go over these things. There's a lot of salacious stuff that you're gonna hear people say that have gone on at some of these parties, but it's not just P. Diddy. It's the culture of what we call, you know, Holly weird.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Oh my God! So out there in Hollywood, they're doing all sort of things. They're trying to get to people's behinds. They're trying to solicit you. There's rumors that in Hollywood that for you to get to the top, you've got to kind of sell your blood to the devil or make a blood oath, or you've got to do some salacious things sexually. We know about Harvey Weinstein, who is in jail because people came out and said that he had did hellacious things to them, touching and groping. Terry Crews allowed this man to touch him in front of his wife at a Hollywood party, didn't do anything to him after being groped.
Oh my God!
Because people are so concerned about their careers that this man Harvey could take his career out. This is what goes on in the Hollywood hills that you see right there. P. Diddy is no stranger to this stuff as a producer. We've heard from Mark Curry that there were things that went on in the studio. He said, you know, you talking about the freak offs and all the stuff that would go on, the freak off. It would be a party that they would say to you that this is not your kind of party. So you guys ain't invited, but you would have these freak offs in the studio. You would have these freak off at a celebrity house. That's what Mark Curry said in my last video. Make sure you check that video out if you have not. We got Red Squid X-Files in the house. Thank you for being here. We got Tiffany Jackson in the house. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. We're going to get right at it. Let me put this up here just for the sake of technicalities. Now, right there is an example of what we call an NDA, or a non-disclosure agreement. That's what NDA means. Right here, you'll see it says parties This non-disclosure agreement therefore refers to as the agreement is entered into on, and then people have to put whatever they're going to put in there, the effective date, okay? Confidentiality as far as information, return of confidential information, ownership. P. Diddy in his own NDA, y'all, he made it where if you were to put out there in books, if you were to put out there in video, audio, that he would literally own the shit, that you could not transmit anything without his permission and him making money off of it. He even put in his NDA that his kids, his family would make money off of anything that you put out there that would be slanderous towards him. When I go over the document of how this man has entangled those in Hollywood who would want to be a part of his party. Now, remember, we've got the good old Reverend TJ Jakes.
Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
Now, there was information put out there about power bottom. Is he a power bottom? What the hell was TJ Jakes doing at a Diddy party, a man who's supposed to be of the cloth? Now, there's some that say that Diddy simply got with TJ Jakes to kind of clean up his image because he's had bad press. And this is something that celebrities do. You know this. We do it in the black community. People commit crimes, they do wrong, and then they get religious. They go to the church and say, oh my God.
Oh my God.
They go to church and say, oh my God, and forgive me. And so people believe that maybe P. Diddy cloaked himself around the power bottom. I mean, TJ Jakes. Because he was trying to clean up his image. But this is the thing. If TJ Jakes participated in a P. Diddy party, as well as a Reverend Al Sharpton, there's a photo of Al Sharpton floating around at a party. Matter of fact, I didn't have an opportunity to put it in my system, so I'm going to drop that picture of an Al Sharpton in the community tab so you can know that I'm telling the truth. Okay, so that means that TJ Jakes had to sign a disclosure, y'all, that he would not reveal the salacious stuff that goes on at the party. But what the hell is a man of his ilk at the party? And remember, that became a big controversy. And there was this whole thing about, is he gay or is he this or that? Look, once again, people can be who they are. And then there was a video floating around on social media where you had this police officer, this sort of power bottom police officer that was dancing to Beyonce or something like that. And he was really shaking it up right next to and on, or appeared to look like it was on or towards TJ Jakes, y'all. Can you believe that? Put a ring on it if you. So something's going on, because if you got all these celebrities that have attended his party and they're not really talking, thank you, Computer Geek, for the $10, why they're grabbing each other cheeks, this pit. Yeah. And I thank you for the super chat. Let me give you.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you for the super chat. Now, what I want to say is there is some salacious things going on here. Obviously, if P. Diddy is trying to get people to sign a disclaimer, it's because maybe he's got something to hide. Maybe he doesn't want people. Now you could say, well, he don't want people to see what his house looks like. Bullshit, because we have celebrities that's always trying to show you what their house. Well, maybe he doesn't want people in the party to know what's going on, like drugs. Yeah, so like if you got drugs, you've got sex going on, you got various things going on, then you don't want anybody being able to put that out there for everybody in the world to see. So that would make sense for P. Diddy to have people sign a disclaimer, an NDA. But I think it's more about trying to hide some of the sick things that go on in Hollywood, or what we call Holly weird. what I want to do today is I'm going to show you some video. I'm going to show you some really revealing video, but I'm going to show you, first of all, some very revealing information. What I did is I clipped these items in the actual NDA report that P. Diddy put out for people to sign. And here we go. Let's get into it because I've got so much other stuff to get to. So let's get to this right here. What I want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to read this. I'm going to read through this. I don't want to bore everybody, but I am going to read through this. I think it's very important for people to know what's going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my best to read through it. If I make some mistakes on a few words, put it to the mind, not to the heart. Forgive me, because it is some legal jargon here, but I'm going to do the best I can to get through this. And this is legitimate NDA documents that P. Diddy demands and that he makes people sign that go to his party, which is why you don't have a flood. This is what I'm thinking. Why you may not have a flood of celebrities that know what was going on, that are coming out and speaking as there are other lower tier, well-known people are speaking out. When I say lower tier, I'm saying people that are not like A-list celebrities. Let's go in this first one right now. So it's called Standard Combs NDA. This is an actual document. This is nothing made up. This has been put out there. It's been floating around about this. And let me read this to the best of my ability. And then you can see there's some areas that are blacked out, but this is what you would be signing if you go to his party. And I'm going to ask everybody in the chat room, you got to consider what you want to even sign something like this, given the parameters of what could be happening in that party.
Oh my God.
This is confidential agreement. Agreement is made in effect as of Friday, September 9th. This was a year ago. But this is what he gives people. The terms you shall include your in-state, each corporation or other business entitled in which you have an ownership or a benefactor interest, and any of all persons or entitled, owned or controlled by you and such businesses. Diddy did everything. When I read through this, you're going to be shocked by how this man did everything to cover his ass. Backwards, frontwards, sideways, you name it, he's did it. I'm going to go to the highlights here. Check this out. Employees, officers, right, directors, managers, accountants, and agents, and all of your respective hirees, right? 1, Sean Diddy Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, artist. Privacy is highly valued, and all efforts will be made to maintain confidentiality with respect to all information and other materials of any kind. This is about a party, y'all. This isn't his business, his record business, his label. This is just to come and party with this man, okay? Just to party with him. Can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear me? I want to make sure my mic is working. Let me make sure everything is working right.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
All right, making sure my...
Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
Okay, can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Okay. Having some problems with my audio, but I'm getting it together.
Because P. Diddy be wanting the body.
Damn.
And you gotta tell him no.
Okay.
You got to tell him no.
You got to tell him no. All right, let's get back to, I had something went haywire with the audio. Want to make sure that it's right. Okay. So respect to all information and other materials of any kind, including without limitations of the terms and conditions and existence of this agreement concerning and reluctant to directly and or indirect artists and or any persons, corporations, and or other entitled related to affiliations or associations with the artist personally and professionally. So he has covered all his bases, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, P. Diddy, for him to be doing all of this, he knows that there's some hellacious things that he's got going on in his parties. And that means that a Reverend Sharpton, a TJ Jakes, a who do you have here? These other celebrities, a Usher, even a Kevin Hart, right? All of these guys have had to take part in signing this disclosure. Let's go on. Family, check this out. It goes on like this. Family members, related and past or present fiancés, that means of the people that come to his party that bring their wives or bring their fiancés, they're going to be subject to this NDA. Remember, Jamie Foxx has been known to be at these parties. Oh, there's many people. Wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, and friends and business associates. This man's really covered himself. Collecting artists' parties in each an artist party exception for information or materials publicly and intentionally disclosed by the artist. This is P. Diddy, a P. Diddy party. You thereby invocable agree that you shall not at any time use or disclose direct or indirect to anyone any of the following information. Let's go to the next, ladies and gentlemen. This is very interesting. Let's go to the next one. I got them in order. Let's go. Boom. If you're with me, hit the 7s in the chat room. I'm trying to get through this as much as possible, but be concise. I'm going to move down to where I was last at. Shell, check this out. You hereby, I read all that part right there. Check this out right here. Information required by you in any manner or by any medium or means with whatever at any time in the past, present, and or future, which concerns or in any way relates to the artist, any artist party. Oh my God. And or information shall be deemed confidential, private, secret. So, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, if you see people doing something, then you can't tell about it. You can't write a salacious book about it. And if you try, he can sue you or he can get the proceeds from your book. You can't tape audio. Let's say you've got somebody messing around with underage. This is a way for P. Diddy to protect himself from those salacious things that could happen. This is just alleged. These are things that could happen at these parties. For this man to go through all this trouble legally to protect himself, not for his business, not for his business, but for a party, right? He wants to make sure that if anything happens at that party, that he can slide away from any blame being put on him. And anybody wanting to use anything that could make P. Diddy look bad shall be deemed confidential, private, secret, sensitive, kept by you as confidential unless artists otherwise advise you in writing in artist's sole discretion. So only if an artist at his party, an artist, an actor, whoever. So not only he's protecting himself, But P. Diddy's is protecting his associates in the entertainment business who may have salacious desires that night.
Oh my God.
You see what's going on here, folks. So he's protecting those that he has interest in, y'all. Let's go back. So unless that celebrity tells you that they're cool with you printing, showing video, you got to get a written agreement with them. And you got to get a written agreement with P. Diddy. If you do anything outside of that, P. Diddy's got you. This is why I think you don't have a lot of celebrities jumping out the window. I'm talking about A-listers to really expose this, man, because by exposing P. Diddy, they are essentially exposing themselves, you see. I'm going to go to section 1A at the bottom here of this page. 1A. This includes, without limitation, pictures, as I've been saying, recordings, records, documents, property, merchandise, or other information related to the artist or the personal, professional, and or other activities. What are other activities, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think is he trying to hide at his party?
Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
Tell the truth.
What is he trying to hide? This is what he has people sign. So if you want to go to a P. Diddy party, you're signing this or you don't get in. You're signing this as a way for him to protect himself. You may say out there listening to this, oh, well, you know, he's got celebrities there. He's got well-known people there. Of course, he wants to protect them. No, when I go through the rest of this document, you're going to see that all of that is ancillary. He's really trying to protect only himself and only him. That's the truth.
Tell the truth.
Ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate you all being here today and watching the program. We got Blaze in the house. We got a lot of great people in the house. Let me shout some people out that are here. The megaphone. All right. We got Blaze in the house. We got Old Reliable, Jill's Chocolate Boutique in the house. Last Calls in the house. Viciously. We got Victoriously Shot. Victoriously is in the house. I'm glad to see you here, my sister. We got Computer Geek in the house. MZ, Kim, Bling, Bar, and More. Another CG. We got GA. That's Brother Frazier in the house. We got Over 50 and Fabulous. We got Narratives and Dialogue. Oh, yeah. Narratives and Dialogue in the house. That's my brother there. And we've got Computer Geek, once again, gave me a $10 super chat, which I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Clap to all of you.
Tell the truth.
All right, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it right now. So what we have right here at the very bottom, information related to the artist in the personal, profession, and or other activities of the artist in any artist party, whether prepared by or behalf of you or others. So he's really touched all bases here. Let's get to the next one right here. Here we go. I've got to fix that clip that I had that just went by. I got to fix that. Okay, let me read here. So the material, public, and intentionally disclosure by the artist. I'm reading up in the parts where it's highlighted. You hereby, Evo, I think I read that part already, shall be deemed legal, including without the limitation of pictures, records. Yeah, I did read all that part there. Information related to the artist in the personal, profession, and or other activities of the artist, of any artist party, whether prepared by or on behalf of you or otherwise coming into your possession, is and shall remain, ladies and gentlemen, the artist's sole and exclusive property.
Oh my God.
And exclusive property and shall not be disclosed, removed, sold, diminished, copies. So you cannot sell. It makes sense the way this NDA, that's what an NDA should I say, would include. They don't want you making any money off of exposing them. But P. Diddy has really, really gotten all bases here. All right. So you cannot make copies, otherwise use or export by behalf of you without artist prior written consent. Now, you know P. Diddy ain't gonna give you consent, y'all. Okay. Without limiting the foregoing without artist prior written consent, which may be withheld for any or no reason. You shall not authorize any third-party photograph. So if you try to go to his party and you try to expose something salacious and you give it to a third party like TMZ, for example, or someone on social media, whatever, he's going to come after you. This is why you only have a small number or small pool of people outside of people like myself on social media talking about this in terms of people who have been around P. Diddy. You've only got a small number of people that's even talking. And most of those people are doing what? They're talking, but they're not showing a lot of what you call visual evidence. They're not saying, bam, there's P. Diddy in the room getting it on with such and such, allegedly, okay? Right? You haven't seen those photographs like that, right? Because if you were to transmit that photograph or send it to like TMZ and they were to put that out there, now he's going to do what he's going to do. He's going to put his lawyers against you, right? So what you have is basically people giving their word account of what they've experienced over the years. But he's saying in this NDA that he's making sure you don't put out any smoking gun evidence of some strange behavior. That's what this is really all about, y'all. And hang on for a minute. All right, I want to fix something. There I go, I fixed it. So let me go back to this. Withhold any or no reason, you shall not authorize any third-party photographs, films, or otherwise records, any sound likeness, and or activities of the artist, and or any artist parties of any kind or nature, whether personal, professional, or otherwise, including without limitations of any appearances, performances, and or rehearsals by the artist. Now, I understand that part. You don't want people to put out, if someone's working on a new album and they got a new song and they're performing it at one of these private parties and you don't want the public to know that you got this new song because you don't want to lose money on it because you want to come out with an album and all of that. Yeah, he's got that in there. That makes sense. But really, this is about P. Diddy trying to protect himself from all the other stuff that may be going on allegedly at his parties. Believe that. Because he makes everyone, from what I'm hearing, he presents this to everyone that participates in his parties.
Oh my God.
Activities performing the artists, or I read that part right there, giving any interviews, whether oral or written. You can't give interviews, oral, written. Wow. Write or prepare or assist in the proportionate or the profiting of a book or artist, whether fictional or non-fictional, make any remarks of any kind, ladies and gentlemen, or create any or other materials in any media, include without limitations, conforming and or denying any confidential information related to a artist and or any artist parties to or for use by yourself and any other third party, including without limitations, print, broadcast media, that would be like social media or a broadcast show, which interviews, books, articles, remarks, and or materials concern, discussed, or reference artists and or any artists, parties, in any manner, ladies and gentlemen, what's over all information and material in paragraph 1A through D whether or not public disclosure by others prohibited material, you hereby grant and transfer and assign to the artist all worldwide rights, title, interest, including all copyrights and any renewal extensions. Y'all see what P. Diddy's doing here? So if you put out there something salacious that's going on, anything, he's going to make sure that he has all rights to it, all rights to the proceeds that you make off of it. He's going to make sure he can shut you down completely. And this is why it appears that you don't have major celebrities that have come out to speak about this man, P. Diddy. Let's go into the next document right here. Case 124. Materials, whether or not the same, are used and or exported, or regardless of the medium involved, and the artist may register such copyright in his own name or the name of any designee. You see what he's doing? He's going to make sure that he gets paid off of it. And if he doesn't get paid off of it, his kids can inherit, you see? And without limitations of any other rights or remedies of the artist and or any artist parties, the artist and or the artist parties shall be entitled to recover any of the, basically the benefits, the financial benefits, ladies and gentlemen, of the situation. The whole thing is very interesting. It's very interesting. We got Marcellus Muhammad in the house. Welcome here. Cartel. Let me get it right. We got Cartel in the house. We've got Marcellus Muhammad in the house. If I'm saying it, Muhammad's in the house. Jill's Chocolate Boutique's in the house. Muhammad says this is why I find interesting about this whole thing. Let me put this up right here. Okay. You mean tell me people could sign a waiver that they will not tell that a crime was going on? That's interesting. Right, it's called an NDA. So anything that you witness, or would see at his party that has to do with the artist, anything that he feels that's within his kingdom, his household, his mansion, that he can hold you, he can destroy you financially, he can destroy you through suing you, and he can also take the proceeds that you made. So if I was to come out with a book or show a video and it goes viral and makes, for example, you've got the Club Shay Shay. If you were to go on Shannon Sharp's podcast and that podcast made millions of dollars because of you signing an NDA disclosure form with P. Diddy just to be a part of his party, okay? Just his party.
P. Diddy be wanting the body, and you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
He could pretty much take the proceeds from that show because you gave up information, that you signed a legal document that you would not do such a thing if you witnessed certain things. Jill's Chocolate Boutique says 86 likes, 90s. Yeah, get the likes up, everybody. Hit the likes if you can, and share this video on your social media. If you're listening to the program and you want to share this program, you can. If you're looking at this program on your tablet, your laptop, your cellular phone, hit the part where it says share, and you can immediately share this broadcast to your Facebook, your Twitter, or what we call X now, or any of your social media. If you're a content creator, you could put this video in your community tab and what have you. Hit the likes because that helps the video and the channel to be discoverable for people who may be interested in this particular type of content or this content at the time, because I do various different types of content, and you all know that. So I thank everybody out there. I want to give you a clap. Thank you to the mods. And we've got WI 11 a.m. saying kids playing Diddy Dust. Mm-hmm. Anything could be happening. Anything could be happening at one of these parties, y'all. And this is why you would see him do. What's going on, Tasha? Tasha's in the house. She says, I heard that a NDA is not valid if a crime is being committed. Right. I'm glad you said that. That's the reason why the feds have gotten involved. This is why the feds, even though Cassie, let me put her up here real quick. Even though Cassie settled with P. Diddy, Tasha, and everyone listening in the chat room, the feds could still step in and say, but were there other crimes committed? Even though he settled with her, it's still seen as a crime federally if there was sex trafficking, if he was moving her from state to state to let male prostitutes have their way with her, and other things that may have allegedly gone on. So even though she settled, they didn't make this case go away for the federal government, because the federal case and the federal government has a whole other set of rules from just a local criminal case that she filed against him, I believe, in the state of New York. So very, very, very good point. Very, very good point. I appreciate you pointing that out. Let's go back into this right now. So let me go back over to here because I have video and other stuff I want to show you all before we close out today. So I want to just get through this because I don't want to bore you all with all this, all this legal jargon, but let's just get through it. In connection with any use or dissemination by or on behalf of you of any confidential information, prohibited material here under, and any such for immediate payment. Check this out. Prohibited material here under and any such benefits so received by or on behalf of you, the person who witnessed things at the party that you're trying to promote out there. You shall not authorize or facilitate any third party to use and or to reference the artist and or the party. Name, identity, including your relationship. This is why you often see people, whether it be on YouTube, people that are in the entertainment business that are kind of talking a little bit. You don't see a lot of them say, hey, this person was there. They might talk about P. Diddy and their relationship with P. Diddy, but you never really hear them say too much about, they'll say, I opened the door and there was some celebrities in there. They were doing some stuff, but they never give you names. They never say, oh, it was this actor, that actress, blah, 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 this athlete. They don't give you the names of the people. They just simply say, hey, P. Diddy has these parties, allegedly, and he has well-known people there. And there's some things that go on after 1 a.m. In 1:30 or 1 a.m. in the morning. And there's some salacious things that go on. And I left the party, but I did see some celebrities. They never tell you who those celebrities are. Now, you do have Little Rod, right? Little Rod, who has come out because he's filed a lawsuit, come out and said that Cuba Gooding Jr. groped him on a yacht that P. Diddy was renting, right? So you do have that sort of stuff that's coming out, right? You have little things like that Little Rod has put out because Little Rod has filed a lawsuit. These other people are not filing lawsuits. And then you wonder, could they not be giving you these extra details because they are concerned that they have signed the NDA and that they're going to be sued? Maybe they didn't see a crime happen, Tasha, but they just don't want to tell you the names of other people because, one, they're not planning to sue because maybe nothing happened to them personally, and two, they don't want the backlash of those celebrities that were there to also come after them as well. Because it looks like P. Diddy not only was mainly focusing on protecting himself and his family, but the way the NDA is written, it sort of protects some of these celebrities to a certain degree. And it makes you wonder why you got celebrities, you got people out there, the people who are defending him, because they, as I said earlier in this broadcast, they themselves allegedly may have something themselves to hide. I'm just saying they may. Who knows? Let's get back to this right here. So by protecting P. Diddy, they're protecting their own self-interest, and plus they may have signed this NDA that I've been reading to you. So without limitations for foregoing, you shall not at any time defame an artist or the artist party and use disclosure confirm directly or indirectly to anyone in information or materials which may harm, may harm them. That disclosure, and the part that I should read again is the disclosure and disseminate. Disseminate information or confirm direct, indirect. The whole goal is to protect P. Diddy and maybe those that are in cahoots with him and whatever is going on allegedly in the household. Check this out. The foregoing expressly includes, without limitation, communication appearing on the internet via blogging and or social networking sites such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, without limitations. The foregoing you shall not without artist's prior written authorization. Very interesting, y'all. Distribute, publish, or this is the other part of the document, distribute, publish, or permit the distribution or publication of photographs, ladies and gentlemen, videotapes, films, audio tapes, or any other record sounds or images, or any other materials of artists and or artist parties, whether or not the same constitutes prohibited material in Section B, copy, acception, or otherwise use. This is legal jargon. And or possession of control that belongs to the artist and or the artist party, and or if such property does not belong to the artist and or artist parties which contain prohibited material, to extent you have not delivered and removed such prohibited material, therefore as required hereunder, including without termination of the relationship with or in connection with the artist, or such early dates of the artist may require you or your legal representatives, what we have as successors or assigned shall proper deliver. This man has put together a document to clearly protect himself. There's no doubt in my mind, but I wonder how much of this is really to protect himself from the things that we've been hearing out there about things that could go on, right? So check this part out here. I'm going to the top here. I want y'all to check this out. This is a trip, y'all. This is really a trip. I just want to read this part, and I'm going to move on to other things I want to show you. Check this out. I said that videotapes, films, audio, artists such as property does not deliver and remove such prohibited material, therefore required. I read that part. So this is the part I wanted to go to. So pretty much I'm gonna end that right there, because you pretty much get the gist of what's going on here. But there's another part I want y'all to see. Check this out right here. Section, this is the number 3. The term of agreement and duty to keep all information confidential and not use prohibited material shall commence on the first date above and continue for the life of the artist for 20 years or 70 years, whichever is longer. Meaning you can't, when you sign the disclosure, it's indefinite that you can't expose in video, on social media, anything that you witnessed that you have on audio, you have on video, or nothing. Up to 20 years and even up to 70 years is what T. Diddy has put in this. Nobody should sign an NDA disclaimer like this. You've got to be out of your mind if you sign this, folks. 70 years, whichever is longer. Your warrant represents that A, you have the full right, power, and authority to enter into this agreement, and B, bond by the obligations herein. B, neither the executive or execution delivery, nor performance of this agreement by you shall conflict with or result in a default or loss of rights under any agreement or understanding to which you and any of your affiliates is a party, or by which you are any of your properties may be bond. This is crazy. This is something else, y'all.
Tell the truth.
I'm going to stop it right there. I'm just going to show you this right here. So at the bottom, he says right here in number 7, this is an important legal document. You acknowledge that you have reviewed this agreement with your legal counsel or acknowledge decline the opportunity to do so. Your failure to review the agreement with your legal counsel shall not impair the legal blind nature of this agreement. So that means you can't be ignorant of the law if you sign this. You can't say, hey, I didn't know what I was signing, because you should have read it. C, you have fully read and you understand and voluntarily accept all of the terms and conditions of this agreement. You certify that you are 18 years of age. This man's covered all his bases. Or older, accept and agree, include acknowledgement. This is the P. Diddy stuff, y'all. This is what he do. When you want to party with him, this is what he does, y'all. This is the
P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no.
Right.
You got to tell him no.
You got to tell him no. So people who are willing to sign these disclosures, this NDA, you're putting yourself at heavy risk here, because if you see some things happen, unless it's a crime and you can prove that there was a crime because you were able to get the footage that, hey, a crime was committed outside of what they consider a crime, you can't do nothing. This man has it fully locked down. He got his lawyers on the job writing these disclaimers, and you wonder, as I've been wondering, why hasn't there been more celebrities that have come out? Why is everybody saying, oh, let's not condemn the man? Right, he hasn't been charged, but I now understand why a lot of these people are not talking, because they have signed they put their name on the line and signed a deal with in my opinion, the devil.
Oh my God.
In this case, P. Diddy. Let me go here and get to video. I want to show y'all something. This is a podcast, sort of a barbershop style podcast, and you're going to be very interested to hear some of the things that these guys are saying in this barbershop. I want to say that federal law allows citizens to prohibit, to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright motion picture, video tapes, or video disc under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use, and is allowed for the purpose of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which does not infringe of the copyright under 17 USC 107. Check this out. I want y'all to hear this because there's some guys that are, but even in this barbershop talk, you don't really have, the guys are talking, they're not really giving you names of people. They're sort of saying, this is what I've experienced, this is what I've seen. And maybe they are giving you some names here. There's a 50 Cent has a record label, and you may have someone in this video tell you something that's going to surprise you. Here we go.
Theory. And if anything happens to me after I bring up this subject, you know what it is. There's a theory that a lot of rappers, they get signed, especially nowadays. These labels, they crunch the numbers. They figure out what works, what brings them money, what doesn't. Rappers getting locked up and rappers dying.
Now, he's right about that. We've had more rappers die mysteriously, rappers getting locked up, but we've got guys, we do have guys doing some reckless stuff out here that can kind of contribute to their situation. And we also have other things. Now, while he talks about this, the other brother's going to say, nah, I ain't really about that. This is what it's really all about. Check this out.
Two of the biggest
Money
promotions
makers.
as far as money makers
Correct.
for labels. Now, I've spoken to a lot of independent artists. Shout out to Source Walker. One of the things that he told me when I said, Jay been trying to sign me. I'm like, yo, why wouldn't you sign? He said, because I don't want a label playing with my life.
Facts. That's real.
That means playing with, because I'm going to expose, that means playing with your butt. You know what I mean? No, listen, I'll be honest, look, because I've been doing music. No, because I feel like we gotta put it out there. You know what I mean?
Right there, that brother is saying that when you talk about a label potentially being a threat to your life, that brother who was signed, I believe, to 50 Cent's label, and he's going to talk about it briefly, is saying that this is more about what they're trying to do to you sexually and physically. Now, this brother, the other brother that was talking, he really wanted to get more into how rappers die and mysterious things of that nature happen. But this brother said, no.
Tell the truth.
We need to get into some other areas that's really going on with this situation.
Oh my God.
And here we go.
I think a lot of, no, listen, you edit it out, listen, you edit it out. No, listen, because I feel like,
that's not what he meant, by the way. But go ahead.
No,
That's
listen.
not what he meant, but
I'm not
go
saying
ahead.
what he meant. I'm just saying in general because I feel like a lot of people, like, I had like 2 record deals, right? And
They wanted your butt?
yeah.
Wait. Hold on.
Oh my God.
The brother said that he had 2 record deals, ladies and gentlemen, and they wanted his butt.
My God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
He said, yo.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, what happened?
You was fucking with G-Unit.
Look, he ain't smoked nothing, bro.
I'm going to play that back because he said that he was effing with. He said that he was effing with G-Unit. G-Unit is the record label
Oh my God.
that 50 Cent is associated with, or that I believe he owns. Let's slow walk this.
Hold on.
You ain't blink.
Jesus, okay. Let me sit back.
Like,
Yo, who with G-Unit wanted your butt, bro?
Listen, hold on. Look.
What's his name? What's his name?
So look, let me be clear, right? Now, because it's not even funny. I'm keeping it real, right? It's not even funny
Now, once again, The one brother that said, who's the guy in G Unit that wanted your butt?
Oh my God.
Once again, as I said before, a lot of times they tell you that something happens, but sometimes they don't give you the names, and it just makes me wonder if it's because some of these brothers have had to sign these non-disclosure agreement forms that I've been talking about. Let's get at it, folks.
I'm not a homosexual. I never did no homosexual shit. Nobody never played with my butt. But what happens is
There should be no butt after that last point. You period that, and then you move on to the next
nobody
sentence.
never did. Yeah,
That's it. Nah, I mean, but listen, but listen. What I'm saying is, you know, they proposition you. They do things indirectly. Like they might send a stylist at you, right? Listen, they might send a stylist at you.
What it is?
And the stylist is being all extra tight. Listen, homie, we ain't doing that. Or they might invite you to a party and there's no bitches there. It's a sausage party. Wait, hold on, I'm out. You saying, you know what I mean? So a lot of guys.
But you hear what he just said. That they try to test you to see what you're into. They'll send a stylist and see if they can get you, if you're into certain type of clothes. They'll invite you to a party when you are a heterosexual man and you're expecting there to be women there. In the party, he said a sausage party.
Oh my God.
But basically what he's basically saying, a party where it's all men who are into partaking part in that sort of lifestyle. Once again, no matter what a person's lifestyle is, to each his own what you're into. But we're talking about men who are saying, hey, I'm heterosexual, I'm not gay, and I'm having these things being thrown at me where people are trying to make passes at me or grope me or trying to do suggestive things to get me in the mood to do something or trying to spike my drink. You're going to hear some of that today on this program.
Artists that get into this game, they want to get deals. They get in, they got talent, they got good intentions, and then
Have you been to these parties?
There is a brother, I don't know if I got his name right. I think Chris. There's a brother who I think he got into the entertainment bit, because I'm going to finish the rest of that. That's going to go into his video. There's a brother. You're going to recognize him when you see him on the screen. So put his name in the chat room. But I believe he was a rapper or entertainer. This is a brother that said that he was exposed to the trappings or all these sort of things. And then he gave his life to God. And I think he became more of like a Christian rapper. Or let me put his pictures up here and see if anybody recognizes this brother right here. He has a podcast on the YouTube streets. That's right. Hey, thank you, Jonathan Kidd, brother Jonathan Kidd. Let me do something real quick for my man. Jonathan Kidd has come in the house and given us a $2 super chat. Says sausage party and you're the meal. That's right. You will be the meal. Thank you, brother, for that super chat. We really appreciate that wholeheartedly. So let's give you super chat music and all that good stuff to go along with it. And I'm going to get back to the presentation. Here we go.
Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady.
Thank you for the super chat.
I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip this, tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch, tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip this, tell them run it up. No sleep, no
All right, everybody. let's get back to where I was last at. So this brother, I believe, was a rapper, and he was sort of taught. He has given his testimony and his story about all the trappings and being introduced to things and all the temptations of being in Holly weird. And I think he became, let me put this picture up here again. I believe this brother became, if you recognize him, tell me if I'm wrong or right. I think he became a Christian rapper. Jonathan Kidd said P. Diddy wants to party. Yeah, just like Cat Williams said.
Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
You got to tell him no. We got Antonio who says, I believe that any situation associated with and enlisted in a NDA makes non and void. Yeah. Tasha says, I heard that an NDA is not violent. Yeah. I'm going to say it again to Tasha. If there's a crime that's being committed, then if the feds are the ones that get involved, then that NDA won't have any weight, especially when the feds get involved. Now we've got my man over here, Black Man Unfiltered. He says his name is Laycross. This is what I'm going to do. Properly. I appreciate you coming in and telling me about this, brother. I've got him definitely have him on video. He's saying some things, Black Man Unfiltered, that's going to be very interesting, brother. And so this is what I want to do. I want to make sure. AC. I appreciate everybody in the chat room. Really great people here. And we got the R. And we got the A. And we got the E. Let's hear it. Lecrae. We got Lecrae in the house. That's Lecrae. Thank you. It's Lecrae. Now, Black Man Unfiltered, you're a spiritual man, so I want you to hear what I'm about to say after you hear what he's saying, because there's some conflicts here. So Lecrae is a brother, as I said before, who got out of the, I think he doesn't do secular music, as they call it, secular music anymore. And Black Man Unfiltered, is he a Christian hip hop rapper now? I think that's what he is. I just recently heard about this, brother, as it relates to this P. Diddy situation. And I want you all to hear what he had to say. So let me go at it right now and let you hear it for yourself. This is added to the barbershop piece. So the piece that I showed you with the barbershop is ultimately going to be added onto this, okay? The barbershop. So Lecrae is listening to what they said in the barbershop, and then he takes over from there. Watch this.
Have you been to these parties personally? Have you seen them?
You can't get.
That's a Doggy Diamonds question. Shout out Doggy Diamonds.
Right.
Shout out Doggy Diamonds.
You can't make it to the real party because somewhere, if you're not a homosexual, they got a filtering out process.
Yeah.
So they'll send a stylist. They'll have you out and about because they trying to drug you. So you be in a studio session late at night, and they'll see if you a meatball. Yo, bro, here, hit this blunt. You ain't see the blunt get rolled, or yo, bro, take this drink right here. And you like, hold on, bro. Listen, homie, I ain't with that. And some dudes that get drunk. Like I've been in studios with artists, famous artists, and I seen take a bottle that wasn't theirs, and they in the studio all woozy. I'm like, I'm out. I don't know what happened to that person after, but that shit didn't. You know, it's like trying to get a chick drunk because we want to pop, right? So,
okay, this is where
I wasn't
Lecrae
even gonna
takes
say
over.
nothing about this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I've been to a couple Diddy parties. Now, I'm risking a lot by saying this because I
P.
know
Diddy be
as
wanting
soon
the
as I
body.
say that,
And you-
all the assumptions are going to come in, and if I don't say evil things were taking place, then I'm covering for them. And if I do say evil things were taking place, then I'm one of them one.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say this real quick. As I said before, there's some people who are defending P. Diddy. There's some people who don't want to spill any beans. They want to be very neutral. And he said, Lecrae, that he actually went to a P. Diddy party. I'm going to put this up right here because I want to know, did Lecrae have to sign a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA, y'all? Did he? Did he?
Tell the truth.
Because that could be the reason, as you hear him, as you're going to hear him speak, that he did not get into any salacious he gave one experience, but didn't go deep into details. Didn't name no names. Seemed very neutral. Seemed to be talking about how, you know, as a Christian man, you know, you have to be willing to have to be with those that are in darkness to understand what light is, which I don't agree with that. If you're a man of light, you don't want to go back into darkness because you know what darkness is. You want to pull away from darkness. But it just makes me wonder, did he sign a disclosure, which is why he's being sort of conservative with the way he breaks this down. Here we go, folks.
And it's like, yeah, Lecrae, expose it. You know what I'm saying? And I've been to lots of parties. I've been to Jamie Foxx. I've been with Snoop, T.I. Like, I've been to lots of places. There are people who will test you. There are people who will see how far your limits are. And if you're willing to take a step, then they'll take two. I, in my personal experience, never saw anything where someone was like, you can't move any further unless you do X, Y, or Z. But what I did see was, if you do X, Y, or Z, well, keep coming because you're, you know, and that's
you see, this is what I'm talking about. He is, by the way he's speaking, it lets you know that there are things that are going on that he has experienced, but he won't give you names. He doesn't give you the salacious details, because I'm going to put this up one more time. I'm wondering, did he sign? I have to say this, folks. Did Lecrae sign a standard P. Diddy Combs NDA, where if you give any details, name names, play audio, show videos and photographs, we're going to sue you. We're going to make your life a living hell in the music business. We're going to make you disappear from the music business, allegedly. And on top of that, any money that you made off of exposing the parties, exposing me or anyone in that party, we're going to be able to make profit off of your shit from now to kingdom come. I just have to bring this up as this brother is speaking, in my opinion, in such a cryptic manner. And here we go.
All are. It's Psalm 1, right? He says, blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, who does not stand in the way of sinners, who does not sit in the seat of mockers. You start walking, they gonna walk with you. And now
I'm sorry. If you are a man of God and you know what darkness is because you came from that darkness, you do not want to go back into darkness. You want to stay within the light. This is why I don't understand why TJ Jakes, and I told you this before, these entertainers use religion as a way to cloak themselves when they've been doing some wrong, the way to give themselves backing. In the case of P. Diddy with TJ Jakes. And I'm going to show this photo again. You see what I'm saying? That means that if TJ Jakes was attending these parties, he had to sign the NDA as well. In the NDA that other people signed not only protects P. Diddy, but it also protects a TJ Jakes. Maybe a power bottom. I don't I don't know. You see, let's go back.
Find yourself standing. They like, oh, you stand? Well, if you stand, come sit. Now, next thing you know, you're sitting. And so it was never a situation where I felt forced to sit. It was a situations where I was asked, do you stand? Do you stand? And I'm like, I don't stand. Oh, okay, cool. And then I was left alone. It's like, oh, he's not about that life. He's not with it. I'm leaving him alone.
Folks, do you see what's going on? He's talking in cryptic manners. My question is, for a man who's a man of God, a young man who has changed his life, I guess he's a Christian rapper now. Why would you be afraid if you're standing on God and you're standing on religion as a Christian? Why would you be afraid if no man can form a weapon against you that God can't protect you from? Then why would you need to talk in a cryptic manner? Because it makes it sound like you're trying to protect someone or someone's, and at the same time, you're kind of tippy-toeing around because you still want to be able to go in. This is my interpretation, folks. It makes it appear like he wants to go in and out of that world. He wants to still have the privilege of saying, I'm a Christian, I'm a spiritual man now, and I'm a Christian rapper or R&B singer, Christian, whatever it is that he's doing. He's given his life to God, but while giving himself to God, he still wants to creep into that world. He still wants to have access to that world. That's what it feels like to me when he's giving you this sort of cryptic words about what he has witnessed and what has come at him. If you are born again, brother, you should have no problem with telling the damn
Tell the
truth and saying it plain and simple and to the truth without hiding in these sort of cryptic language. A man of God doesn't speak in cryptic language. You say it just like it is because God is the one that protects you. That tells me that he's trying to, this is my opinion. I feel he's trying to protect people so that he can still, as I said before, have access to that world, so that it benefits maybe his music career in some way. I'm just being honest.
And this is what I'll say. And I won't say whose party I was at or what party.
See, he's doing it again. I want everybody in the chat room, if you agree with me, you can put 7. If you don't agree with me, with my point here, I don't have a problem with that. We have a very open chat room where people can speak their mind respectfully. But I feel like he's holding back because he just said right there, check this out. Let's hear this little part again.
And I'm like, I don't stand. Oh, okay, cool. And then I was left alone. It's like, oh, he's not about that life. He's not with it. I'm leaving him alone.
So basically, because he wasn't about the life, they left him alone. But if you know, why would you want to be in that environment, right? Why would you even want to be in that environment? Just because they left you alone, you know what they're about, what they were attempting to do to you, you would want to immediately release yourself from that environment, never to go back into that environment. If you had no, how can I say, if you have no desire to go back into that environment again, then you wouldn't give it, you wouldn't care to tell the truth as to who were these people that did this to you, Lecrae. I'm just telling the truth, man. I'm just
tell the truth.
My opinion. Maybe folks in the chat room have a different of opinion than me.
And this is what I'll say, and I won't say whose party I was at or what party, but this is a crazy situation, right?
Right here. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I put on the title of this video, you got celebrity. Now, he ain't an A-list celebrity at all, but this is why you got some celebrities who may not be talking because they signed an NDA. He's already admitted that he's been to a Jamie Foxx party, a P. Diddy party. So maybe if he signed these disclosures, maybe Jamie Foxx does the same thing. I don't know. This is why he's talking in a cryptic manner. This tells me they still got you, brother, with all of your belief and your spirituality in God as a Christian. You're still not willing to use that Christian shield Onward, soldier. You're still not willing to go onward, upward towards the light, brother. And say it like it is. You're still hiding because you still need those people in the music business. The very people that you said tried to get your body. Let's continue.
I was at one of these parties.
Here we go.
And for me, I'll be honest, it was a mix of work, because this is oftentimes where you go to connect with people, where you go to meet people. And I have met people here and I have built bonds, and they have said, I have met actors and celebrities who said, man, thank you for being here. I needed your presence here. You're the reason why I know God is walking with me. And we've had conversations since where they're like, man, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Because how you going to be a light if you never in the dark? Now, if you cannot handle being in the dark, stay up out of certain places, right? Don't play tug of war by yourself. I never went to these events by myself. I was always with people who were walking in the light, and we always had a mission. It was never just to go in there and wild out and be stupid.
What is the mission? The mission is to be a part of the music business. The mission is to make the connections so that he can have a successful music career, a career in the very thing that he just told us was weird. So if you want these careers, you have to still, you know that there's people who ain't right, but you still put yourself in the environment. And he says, well, it's a hellacious environment where there were some people that I made bonds with in Hollywood, but I made sure I went with someone. The question is, if you are a man that's going to profess your belief in God to everybody, then why would you even want to go with anybody? Why would you want to go at all? I want to put something on the screen for those of you who are Christian, who understand these things. This is he is contradicting himself in so many ways, because he's trying to stay in the world of being God-like, and then he still wants to hang in the worldly world of Hollywood. Check this out right here. How many of you have heard this passage right here? 11, take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them. So instead of taking part in it, Lecrae, you want to expose it, but you're not willing to expose it, brother. You want to expose them. 11, take no part in the worthless deeds. And anybody in the chat room that has read this in the Bible that knows this, please let it be known in the chat room. Take no part in worthless deeds of evil and darkness. Instead, expose them. I'm going to say it again. Yeah, it appears like he's using religion as a cover. Have y'all heard this? Take no part in the unfruitful works of the darkness, but instead expose them. 11, take no part in the worthless deeds of evil and darkness. Instead, you expose them. How many folks are familiar with this passage here? Shirley says this: I myself cannot rely on God alone. I call on my ancestors because I know they will not let me down. And Jill's Chocolate Boutique says, yes, we have. Computer Geek says, he's got a Bible passage in there that's powerful. We got Golden Melanin who's coming to the house. We got Take Heed to the Message. That's my sister right there. Make sure y'all check, ladies in the chat room, make sure y'all definitely check out her channel. Give her a subscribership, support her. Good sister right there. We got Indian Expose Investigation. And Jill Chocolate says, foolishness. And Golden Melanin, is really good to see you over here. So I just wanted to put that up. And this is the reason why I'm putting that up, because I feel I commend the brother for changing his life and doing what he needed to do. But I just feel like he's sort of making a little bit of excuse a little bit right here.
It wasn't situations where I was asked, do you stand? Do you stand? And I'm like, I don't stand. Oh, okay, cool. And then I was left alone. It's like, oh, he's not about that life. He's not with it. I'm leaving him alone. And this is what I'll say. And I won't say whose party I was at or what party, but this is a crazy situation, right? I was at one of these parties, and for me,
I'm going to stop it right there because we already know, and you've heard it already, that he sort of didn't want to go deeper into the situation, right? This is fair use with the purpose of critical thinking, analysis, news, reporting, and what have you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's play the second interview that sort of where he left off right there. He says something interesting here that still puzzles me because according to that passage that I just read to you, the goal is to expose the darkness, expose evil, expose it, not try to protect it, not try to talk in a descriptive manner. And like I said, if you sign a P. Diddy or anybody's NDA, you've already compromised yourself to a certain degree. And I also wonder, let's go with the next one right here.
The other side of the coin is, yes, if I'm a human, so I'm frail. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Right.
There was moments for me of like, oh my gosh, I'm here. I'm part of the crew. Like, look at me. Yes, I struggle with acceptance and wanting to be associated with greatness. And I got caught up in some of that nonsense internally.
I really appreciate this part of what he's saying because this is what happens to a lot of young men, young ladies, people that we want to be accepted. We get caught up in celebrity stardom, all these different things. Now, he's really making some sense right here, but you got to hear more.
But you would have never known that. What I will say is that one particular party, lots of big names. There was an artist there who said, hey, Lecrae, around 1 a.m., make sure you're not here. And I was like, what? You just don't want to be here at 1 in the morning. And I was like, now my pride kicked in like, yo, you don't know me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can handle myself. Like, I'm not some little church boy who ain't never seen nothing. Like, I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what you talking about? Well, it's probably 12:30. I'm downstairs. I go downstairs to the studio. I come up out the studio and I'm headed back upstairs to like the main area where everyone's kind of congregating and hanging out. And the music changed. It was like really hard and heavy at first. And then, you know, like jam and dancing music. And it was a little softer, you know, it was a little more sensual.
So, you know, that music can be used to put out certain frequencies and vibrations to get people in certain mood, right? It's called mood music. But did you notice, as I said earlier in this podcast, that he spoke about there were some big name celebrities that were there, and he was told by somebody, you don't want to be here at 1 or 1:30 a.m. in the morning because something's about to go down, and he said the music was changing. This is what I mean. They don't really give you the details. They don't want to name the people. They simply want to keep it quiet and just say, hey, I saw some celebrities because maybe he had to sign an NDA, which is maybe that's the reason why he can't give you the names. He can only talk in a roundabout. He's not telling you what house it was, who house it was, any of this. But if you are, as he has betrayed himself now, a man of God, then you know that nothing, if God is with you, you shouldn't be afraid to tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
But here we go.
Came out the studio, started going upstairs. And on my way upstairs, there's like this couch. I won't say how the couch is designed because then that may give away whose party and whose house this was.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. He has signed. This is what I'm talking about. He probably can't tell you because he has signed a non-disclosure agreement, the same thing that P. Diddy has you sign when you go to his party, and he said he went to a P. Diddy party before, a Jamie Foxx party. So he doesn't want to name the name because that would do what? Expose the individual. And I thought if you are a man of God, you're supposed to expose Satan. You're supposed to expose the devil. But you don't want to do that because you still want to slide in and out of that world. It appears that way to me. But let's go on.
There was a couch, and on the couch, I saw a couple of guys really going at it hard and heavy. And man, and I was like, oh, my brain, I'm thinking, well, the celebrity party, people do what they do. As I started moving upstairs, I passed them up, and I noticed that it wasn't just those two guys. It was more and more people just going at it. I was like, okay, it's time for me to roll. I'm going.
All right. So right there, he's telling you that he discovered more and more things that were happening, and it was time for him to go. Let's continue.
My stuff, and I'm going to get up out of here. I did not know that's how this went down. So was that shocking? Absolutely. Was I forced or coerced into anything? I was not. But why they felt that comfortable, I don't know. Maybe the invite list, they was like, yeah, all these people. I don't know. I'm shocked that it went down. But I've been to another situation, another person's party, celebrity party, and a celebrity tapped me on my shoulder, and I was hanging out with them, and it was like, yo, nephew, you might want to go into the other party.
This is what I don't understand. Now, it may come off like I'm making a judgment here, ladies and gentlemen, but I got to be honest here. If this brother has changed his life, maybe at that time he didn't. My thing is, he obviously felt uncomfortable about what was happening at the other party. He obviously has expressed to us how he felt uncomfortable about people trying to probe him to see if he was, down for some stuff. So my question to everybody listening out there is that why would you go to more of these celebrity parties if you know already from some experience before that this is how they get down? Here's another example of him getting ready to express something. So my question is, if you know sort of how they're getting down in Hollywood, why would you continue? Just a question I'm asking. Maybe the brother he's changed his life now. Maybe that's what he was doing then, but he's speaking about it as if he was very uncomfortable with it at that time. He was uncomfortable. So I would think that he would probably say, okay, that's it for me. No more Hollywood parties. But why is he doing it? Because once again, when you are in that Hollywood web and you're trying to make it as an entertainer, you've got to deal with these people. Even if that's not your lifestyle, you still got to deal in that world. Or you are attempting to deal in that world because you're trying to, as he said earlier in the video, that he made some great connections with some people within a house of evil, you see.
Cabana, we about to close it up. And they closed up the cabana, and there was about 3 or 4 big name artists in there. And a whole bunch of ladies start walking in that cabana, and a security guard stood in front of the door. Hey, they didn't coerce me. And
so I'm going to say this. There's nothing wrong with grown adults indulging in what they want to indulge in, right? If those were grown adults. But he clearly has said again and again, I saw big time celebrities. And of course, he didn't want to name them because he probably had to sign a disclosure, as I said before. So that's the video on that, brother. Make sure you make comments in the chat room or in the comment section of this video about what you think about that. We got last call in here saying, why brother saying is at all? Why is he there at all? I mean, maybe, I don't know. I think it's because, the truth of the matter is there's gatekeepers. And when you're in the entertainment business, you got to deal with these gatekeepers. And those gatekeepers are probably where he was at going to those parties. He said earlier that he wanted to make connections. And this stuff does happen. let's just, let's be honest about it. We've got Miss She Said in the house. Make sure you all check out Miss She Said's channel. Great channel, great content over there. Great people, real people. We got my man Blaze in here. Antonio's in here. Mr. He Said is over here. I had a pleasure of being over on their channel yesterday, getting on the panel, talking to the brother. Great people. Great people. Married couple. They tell the truth. Tell it like it is. They get into like issues around parenting. They talk about what's happening with our youth today, the behavior of men and women, some of this weird stuff that's going on today that's really making us look really, really bad. So I want to thank her for coming over and her husband for coming over, Blaze for being in the house, last call. We've got Sister Wellness with Hugo. Mama is in the house. Over 50 and Fabulous is in the house. Guard your ear and ear gauge. Yeah. So let's go into some other. These are some of the things that's going on, and you can't. And I know. Look, I didn't mean to sound like I'm some preacher or something up here, but I just had to say what I had to say because there's some conflicts there. Now, remember, Columbus Short talked about that P. Diddy had called him up at about 1 or 2:30 in the morning. And was talking in a very low voice. And Columbus Short was like in the bed with his wife and said, hey, P. Diddy's calling me. And his wife was like, put it on speaker because she wanted to know what the hell was going on. What would someone be calling him at this time of the morning? And it was P. Diddy who said that he was at the Hollywood Hotel. And then Columbus Short said, well, who's with you? And then he said that P. Diddy spoke in a very low voice. A very low vibration. Oh, what's up, man? This is P. Diddy. This is Sean Puffy Combs. Yeah. Well, this is Columbus Short, man. What's going on, man? I'm in the bed with my wife. Who's there? It's just me, Columbus Short, just me in the hotel. Come on over, I want your booty. And Columbus Short said that he wasn't going to have no part. This is why Columbus Short didn't want no part of it. Here's another clip to that clip where he goes into an experience that he had. I want y'all to check this out. This stuff is real, y'all. This is what they do in Hollywood. This is very, very real. Here is Columbus Short breaking it down some more for us, y'all. And here we go.
You were not surprised when all of this came out in the open at all?
No, I wasn't, because I have, as I gotten further deeper into the game, people talk. So I would hear stories, but I never saw nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I can't be like...
Yeah, because you didn't go to those other parties.
Yeah, I didn't know there's after parties.
You didn't go to that hotel that night.
I didn't go to that goddamn hotel.
That's the part.
I put that for low.
Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
So, have you seen him since that happened?
No,
Have you spoke to him since that happened?
I did see some things one time, and I escaped. Well, it's not, that sounds dramatic, but I was, I thought, I'm an arts kid, so let me give some context. Growing up in art school, in high school, it was the first time I saw men, boys, they were we was in junior year, going together, holding hands in school and kissing and stuff. I was but I didn't want to judge them. They were talented, you know what I mean? And so there was this understanding and what is it called? Just non-judgment about it. Yeah. So I was always.
Columbus Short is going into details as to some of the salacious experiences in Hollywood that he has probably seen or witnessed, but he had a experience one night at a party that really woke him up, which I think is the reason why he wanted no parts of messing around, or not messing, let me use my words properly. He wanted no parts of meeting up with P. Diddy in a hotel room while P. Diddy was by himself.
Oh my God.
You know, non-judgment about people's sexuality. But, you know, people that you've seen that you would not assume, you know, doing compromising things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Booed up. You know, you my brother. I ain't gonna boo up with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You my brother.
Because in public you don't do this.
We ain't never gonna be sitting too close on the couch.
No.
If me and you just want to go catch a Marvel movie, nigga, we gotta have a seat in the middle.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We ain't arm, bro.
No popcorn with you. We're not sharing popcorn.
We gonna have a seat in the middle. Okay.
I like Columbus Short because he's keeping it real. Although, once again, he's not dropping any names. We know why, because he's in the entertainment business. He doesn't want any backlash. And who knows, when Columbus Short has gone to parties himself, he probably had to sign an NDA as well. Oh, my God.
Oh my God.
So I'm seeing some things, and I was like, man, and, you know, so I used to drink a lot, like a lot. Like I could drink a bottle of tequila by myself. And I had got invited to this meeting, but I hadn't drank all day. And so it's night. It's like 11:30, 12. There was only about 14, 15 people in there, but some people. And they was like, Columbus, what you drinking, Columbus? I'm like, I only drink one thing, tequila. And they were like, oh, get him. Oh, we got the smooth tequila. So I was like, all right, let me get a shot. So I'm over here, like, we chopping it up. I take my shot. I'm like, pretty smooth. So we chopping it up. 5 minutes go by, 7 minutes go by. Something wrong. Something wrong.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Drink.
Something wrong. Cause I'm getting dizzy. I'm trying
on
to
one
stay
shot.
on one shot. So I'm trying to stay focused, you know, but I'm hearing, but it's I'm like, I start getting a little sweaty. I was like, oh, something wrong. I gotta find. I was like, but I played it cool.
Where's the restroom?
Where's the bathroom? Yeah. So I'm like, they like down this hall, and it's like a big ass house in Atlanta. So I'm like, walking down the hallway, looked like the Starship Enterprise.
You see there? Columbus Short is expressing some crazy shit that was going on that he experienced. Let's get back to it. This is the trip. This highly weird, man, it's a trip. It's real.
I go to the bathroom and I put my finger down my throat and cat backing.
Yeah, because you knew.
And my manager was with me, so he kicked in the door. Boom, Short, you all right? I was like, bro, I don't know, bro. It's like, son. He's like, the driver's still outside. Let's go. So we go out, and they all met us in like the vestibule. And they're like, "Hey, you good, Short?" And I was like, "Chill, just relax." I'm like, "Nah, I was just like, no, I'm fine. I got to be at set early in the morning." Boom, get in the SUV. Just get out of here.
Damn.
Right? So
who was at this party?
That was the night that being an alcoholic saved my life and my booty hole.
Because you knew how to
get on out of
there. You see, ladies and gentlemen, Columbus Short had an experience, and he said that being an alcoholic that night saved his booty hole, which in turn played a role into why he also was like, I'm not going to meet no P. Diddy at a hotel room late at night by himself. And as Cat Williams said, you've got to say no to P. Diddy. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting close to the conclusion of the show today. I've got a few other clips that's going to definitely entice you. But right now, I want to talk about a great organization that I'm proud of, has a great brother. And let me put this up here right next to me. And that's Urban Nerds Worldwide. I want to say shout out to brother, my man, George Makem in Philadelphia. You know, he's got the Street Media TV channel, so make sure you check out Street Media TV channel. Unfortunately, there was harm. This is a commercial right now, folks. Unfortunately, there were some really bad things that happened in Philadelphia over this past week. Put your hearts out. There was a shooting. Very, very unfortunate. A lot of things that are happening. Of course, there was reported another incident with firearms in Chicago that was reported this morning. A lot of terrible things are happening. And George Makem, along with his organization, Urban Nerds Worldwide, they want to make a difference with working with youth, educating our youth, mentoring our youth. A lot of people on YouTube spend a lot of time on these panels talking back and forth about all the problems that we have, right? But what about the damn solutions? Look, we may not be able to get ourselves together as the older adults, but let's not poison our kids with this nonsense. Our kids are our future and need to be a better version of us. And that's what my man, George Makem and Urban Nerds Worldwide is trying to do. He's going to be opening up chapters in other parts of the country. He has a website. You can go to urbannerdsworldwide.com, put it in your Google, and it will come up. If you donate to his organization, you are going to get a legitimate tax write-off because he has an actual title under the government, all right, as a nonprofit. Also, they have great merch, T-shirts with the logo on it that you see on the screen next to me, the T-shirts, hats, the whole 9 yards. So when you pay money to buy the merch, you're supporting a black organization. You're supporting helping black children that he works with in Philadelphia, and he wants to expand the organization. You're helping a black man who's really doing something. If you've been, all right, we have a lot of pretenders all over social media. We've got people like Umar Johnson. I don't know when that damn school's going to be open. Is it going to be open by the time we're all flying space cars? I don't know. But I do know this. You got brothers like Q Butter in Brooklyn doing his thing, and you got brothers like George Makem. What I want to do is show you something. This is motivational. This man's the real deal. He shows you what he's doing on the streets on his YouTube channel with youth in the community, dealing with violence in the community. The man's the real deal. Here he is.
Yeah, man, I'm here in the hood in Southwest Philadelphia, man. We out here trying to save life, save souls. We trying to change the mindset of the youth. We say urban nerds, not urban shooters. We say death to the real nigga. We not talking about killing any niggas. We talking about killing that nigga mind, consciousness in the minds. We say, we lift up our hoodies and we say nerds over niggas, right? We want to bring black intelligence back to the community, man. We want to raise up our young boys and teach them that they can be something other than being a so-called nigga, man.
Tell the truth.
We want to change the mindset of the youth, man. In every city across America, man, urban nerds is coming, man. A lot of our kids, they jump off the porch early, man. They jump off the porch. These young black boys, they jumping off the porch into an unforgiving world, man. An unforgiving world. And a lot of them is not mentally ready for this culture, this deaf culture that we celebrate in the community that we come from. So we created Urban Nerds to save souls, to save lives, man. And we teach young black boys to go out and start saving the lives of young kids at their age. We want to be a light in a dark room. We want to be a clean glass next to a dirty glass, man. So look for Urban Nerds coming to a city near you. Peace.
He's telling the truth, y'all.
Tell the truth.
So check him out. That's my brother. He's got a YouTube channel. It's called Street Media TV. And he also has the organization Urban Nerds Worldwide. Give a donation. You get something for your donation. You get nice, incredible merch. And you also can write it off on your taxes. And once again, I will be having George Makem on this channel for an interview to go deeper into some of the things that he's doing with the organization and some of the unfortunate things that are happening in Philadelphia. So that is the commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's get back to our previous scheduled program. I have another video that I want to show you. Because you all heard that Mayweather, who is sort of defending, I don't want to say defending, he's supporting P. Diddy. He's a good friend of P. Diddy's. They're supporting. My question, as you listen to the things that he says, is Mayweather saying this because he's protecting or defending P. Diddy? Or is he saying what he's saying because he's really defending himself because maybe he's been at these parties? Who knows, allegedly. But let's hear what he has to say. Okay?
Even like P. Diddy, I'm not going to speak bad about P. Diddy because he's still a black man. Mistakes happen, and I can't say if it is or it's not a mistake, but things happen in life. And P. Diddy business is P. Diddy business. It's not my job or anyone else's job to go on the internet and stump him and kick a man while he's down.
So Mayweather is saying P. Diddy's business is his business. So let's say, so if P. Diddy is doing things that are of a criminal nature, which of course he has not been charged, but he did have a raid and the feds are looking through stuff and we'll see what'll happen. We'll see what happens. And then we've got lots of people who have lawsuits against him, Mayweather. I think there's at least 4 lawsuits against him. And Little Rod Jones, who you see on my right side of the corner, is one of the big lawsuits against him. And many other people that have come out and had things to say about him. My question is Mayweather protecting P. Diddy, or is he really protecting himself? That's the key word here. Is this all about Mayweather allegedly really trying to protect himself by protecting P. Diddy? Because the question I would have to say to Mayweather, did he sign a NDA disclosure when he went to a P. Diddy party? And this is, and I'm going to put him back on, but I want you to hear what he says about his daughter, which I didn't agree with. Check this out.
It's not my business. I don't think it's right at all. And I don't condone it. Even if that happened to my daughter, I would be hurt. But that's a choice that my daughter made.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Mayweather said that if it happened to his daughter, he would be hurt, but it would be a choice that she would make. That's an ignorant statement, man. What if it wasn't by her choice? What if she got AR'd? What if she got sexually abused? What if she went to the party and something happened? What if she got her, you just heard Columbus Short sit up here and tell us a man that somebody spiked his drink. What if her drink was spiked and something happened to her? But Mayweather automatically says it would be on her.
Oh, my God.
Listen to this.
I would be hurt. But that's a choice that my daughter made.
Oh, my God.
So I don't want.
He's assuming that if something happened to his daughter, it would be a choice that she made on her. There's a reason why some of these athletes are athletes, and they're not this is the reason why when something happens in the black community, we should not have athletes and entertainers be speaking for us, because they don't have the critical thinking skills and the groundedness in the things that they're saying. This man is talking about his own daughter, that he's already ready to throw his own daughter under the bus if she was, when we know that women can be sexually abused. We know that people can put things in your drink to drug you against your will. You saw what happened to Columbus Short. He said the walls were spinning around. You notice you didn't hear Floyd Mayweather say that he would do some serious harm to someone that did something to his daughter. He simply said, I would be hurt. Is Mayweather saying this because he has allegedly done some things at some of these parties? That's why I said a lot of these people that are semi-defending P. Diddy, they could be also mainly defending themselves through defending P. Diddy. I'm just saying allegedly. I'm just giving an opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but not their own facts, of course. Let's continue.
I would be hurt. But that's a choice that my daughter made.
Yeah.
So I don't want to kick nobody while they're down.
You see what he just said? If something like this happened to my daughter, I would be hurt. But that would be a choice that she made. And then he goes quickly to saying, I don't want to kick nobody while they're down. Your daughter's been, no matter what the circumstance is, your daughter has been abused. And you say you don't want to kick nobody while they're down. This man has been the undisputed champion in boxing. And you didn't hear him say not once that he gonna use these boxing hands to knock somebody into another dimension that touches his daughter. I find it interesting.
I think the big thing, because I have girls too, is though. No boys? I have a boy too. Okay. Is one, if your son is in that position or your son is accused of those things that Diddy was accused of, like, I'm going to believe in my son and what he says, but I'm going to check him about that. I'm going to check him about whether or not these are things you've done. I'm also going to check him about putting himself in those positions. And on
now, I can digest. These are ex-football players. That's my man. I forgot his name. Played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I can understand this part of what he said, that, hey, he's going to be sympathetic and believe and listen to his son, his daughter. He says he has daughters, his son, his daughters. But he's also going to remind them not to put themselves in a situation. Now, as a parent, yes, you should be sympathetic, empathetic to what happened to your child and angry. But at the right time, you should also very carefully try to find a way, very carefully, because something's happened to them, to let them know you cannot put yourself in these situations, or a situation that could occur. Now, sometimes you can still have something that can happen to you that you didn't put yourself in a situation for it to happen to you. It just comes to you. Just like Lecrae said that he had people trying to come on to him, and he said, hey, I'm not into that, right? But then you can have someone who comes on to you and they don't take no for no. So there's so many ways we can look at that. This is a very sensitive issue. But I think his answer to what Floyd Mayweather said had a little bit more depth to it. Mayweather, I don't know. This is crazy. Y'all may not agree.
That we have to be very careful of, especially when talking about women, is that if those things are true, right, and some of the things are true, yes, that wasn't a decision they made, right? That's something that was done to them. And
you see what I'm saying? He's making more sense, as you heard the rest of the video, he's making more sense than Mayweather, where he's saying you still have to acknowledge what was done to your child. And Blackman Unfiltered gave me a super chat. Brother, I appreciate that super chat. Let me see what you got up here. He says, $5. He says, from Blackman Unfiltered, are you saying Mayweather didn't get knocked out in the ring, but got knocked out in Diddy's?
This power. Thank you for the super chat.
Oh, man, here comes the super chat music for you, brother. I appreciate that so much. Here we go.
Thank you for the super chat.
Tell them run it up. I wake up. Yeah. I wake up. Flex. Thumb down now. Check. No drip this. Wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up. Flex. Thumb down now. Check. No drip this. Wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands. I'm by my lonely. Turn to a savage. Now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans. Don't need no friends. I got my own. Now I could trust you.
Thank you for the super chat.
Blackman Unfiltered, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate all that you do. Check out Blackman Unfiltered's podcast during the week. I go over there during the week from time to time, get on the panels, and we chop it up about a host of issues. Great network, great channel, great man. He's a family man, doing all the right things the right way. He's a spiritual man as well. And I know I have said this, but we do have to get him on the channel. Let me also do this. Why, man, I know I've been talking a lot up here, but let me acknowledge some people in the chat room. We got CBN Tech Talks. Thank you for being here. And what we're going to do, we're going to magnify this. And here we go. We got check for those who check for you in the house. Thank you for being here, my brother. We got Tiffany Jackson. We got Blaze is in the house, everybody. We got Jasmine Virgo, last call. Jonathan Kidd is in the house. Gave me a super chat earlier. I appreciate that, brother. We got Blaze again. We got, of course, Black Man Unfiltered. And of course, we have Antonio. He says Ryan Clark. Yes, that's Ryan Clark. You see him on ESPN and you see him play in the NFL for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think he had more depth to what he said than Mayweather. Mayweather seemed like an empty box of cereal or something. In my opinion. Golly. But I appreciate you all for coming over. And let me see, my man, Black Man Unfiltered says, let me know, brother, you know I support. Yeah, you know I got the number, so I have to call you. It's been way overdue, man. But you know how it is. You get caught up in these topics, and then you be saying, hey, I want to interview this person, but then a topic comes up. It's a hot button topic that you got to talk about, and then you start to get lost in what you're doing on your channel, and then, you know. But no, we got to make it happen. You always give me a lot of respect, and you open the door for me at the Black Man Unfiltered Network.
Tell the truth.
All right, Narratives and Dialogue. What's going on, man? 062, you good to see you over here, brother. Make sure you check out his channel. Everybody in the chat room, you should be writing people's names down so that you can go back to their channels and subscribe, okay? Because we need to be supporting each other. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Support each other. All right, let's get into the next video. You know the man. This is Mr. Deal. He's got a channel, and he is opening up. He's talking about, let me see, Wendy Williams. Now, this is why you know P. Diddy is a control freak. He wants you to sign those NDAs before you party with him, everybody. Before you party with him. Right? And he also has the power to impact people on the radio station. Remember Wendy Williams, I think she worked for Hot 97, and she put it out there herself that he is responsible for getting her removed from Hot 97 because she had a salacious picture exposing P. Diddy. But let's go and see what my man Gene had to say, because we know that Gene is a brother who worked as a bodyguard for P. Diddy back in the day. And here is that picture right here, okay? Is right here again. Now, what I found out that I find interesting, folks, here he is right here again. What I found out that was interesting is that there's a YouTube channel, and you should check it out. It's called the Behavioral Channel, and it's 4 white guys, and what they are, they're all behavioral specialists. I think one of them might be a psychologist, and what they do, they study behavior, people's body language, how they behave and act when they talk. These are the type of people that they use to do jury consulting when they're putting together a jury, and they want to make sure that you don't have people up there that have interior motives. And these guys study behavior patterns, speech patterns, the whole 9 yards. They had a chance to look at Mr. Deal, and I'm gonna put him back up here again. They had a chance to examine this brother, and they come to the conclusion that the things that he's been saying out of his mouth on these various podcasts, like The Art of Dialogue, that they find him to be truthful, honest and very strong in his conviction as to what he's saying. These are people that are taught to understand the body language of a person that's a liar, a person who's doing things like they're moving their hands a certain way, they're gesturing a certain way that can represent someone making up a story, lying, embellishing. And all four of them examine his video as he has given testimony on the Art of Dialogue, and they believe this man that you see on the screen to be truthful in his dialogue. I had a chance to watch their channel because they examine many other people and they are professionals. And I found it very fascinating what their point of view was about Mr. Deal. So let's hear Mr. Deal do his thing again and speak up about the situation with the Wendy Williams saga.
Bro, you started the conversation earlier about what did I mean about the power Puff had. With the radio stations in New York, motherfuckers didn't breathe hard if Puff didn't want them to. If Tupac had anything salacious to say about Puff in that interview, and Angie Martinez told Puff or let Puff heard it, and he told them,
tell the truth.
You can't play it, they wasn't going to play it. Puff got one of the hottest DJs off of Hot 97 because she wanted to put up a picture of him getting his pants pulled down. You understand what I'm saying? Puff had power.
Speaking of that, right, I'm happy you brought that up. Kirk Burrows, I did an interview with him some months ago, and he told a story about Wendy Williams. She got fired from Hot 97 because she had a picture of Puffy, and she was saying on air that she was going to reveal the picture. If you don't mind, because he told me the story, but he didn't go into detail. He never told me about what was in the picture. So if you don't mind.
Y'all hear what's going on here? Wendy Williams had a picture of Puff Daddy in an uncompromising way that he was going to expose. That she was going to expose, let me correct. And once Puff Daddy realized this was coming down the pipeline, he did whatever he can to get her off the air. She even admitted it herself, and I'm going to show you footage of her speaking on this. I find this interesting. Let's go back.
Give me the story from your point of view and what was in the picture, because for some reason he never went into detail about that.
We were in Cancun, and we were on our way to the Island of Women.
Oh my God!
You understand? And this is all it was, bro. For whatever reason, dude was playing with Puff. He went behind him and grabbed his trunks and pulled them down. When he grabbed his trunk to pull them down, some girls that was taking pictures. They took that picture and emailed it back to Wendy Williams.
Okay.
Wendy Williams said she had him in a compromising position and like it was gay porn or something like that. And she was going to put it out.
All right. So Puff didn't like the fact, I guess, that she had a picture that was sent to her that had him in an uncompromising situation, as Mr. Dill said. And some events took place where she lost her job at Hot 97. And of course, she's gone through a lot in her life, a lot of drama. Some people don't care because she was known to gossip and put everybody's business out there as well. And but let's hear a little clip from Wendy Williams, I would say, point of view, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what we got here.
Him getting his pants pulled down.
There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such.
And she allegedly has been avoiding Puffy. You know, my thing about when you date a mogul, like he can hire a plane right now, land on the roof of the hotel where she's staying, pay people off at the front desk. I'm already paranoid.
Well, y'all have bad for a while.
They did have bad blood.
The worst.
Okay. So, it's already been heavily documented that there was bad blood between them. So this is not like new news to anybody, and it's not new to you, hopefully. But there's something going on. I want to say this right here. We'll see how this all plays out. Will the feds, how many of you in the chat room believe the feds are going to charge him with something, find something guilty on him? How many people feel that in the chat room? You can take a vote. You can put a 7 in there if you think, a 2 if you don't. Do you think the feds are going to eventually come back and they're going to charge him with something? It may not be what we think he's going to be charged with, but maybe they're going to find something on those videos, or in the history, usually when the feds are trying to charge you for one thing that they really want you for, sometimes they get you on tax invasion, right? So if his taxes ain't right, maybe they're going to, I'm just saying that's been the history of the feds when they go after big time people. Just like Al Capone, they didn't get him on the prostitution, and they didn't get him on the racketeering and all the people that he had deleted out of this world, but they got him on the tax invasion. So we just wonder, where is this whole thing going to go? Of course, there's been alleged allegations against the son, and we'll see how that all pans out in the wash. Either way, if you want to party with P. Diddy, okay, you're going to have to sign the NDA. And by signing the NDA, you're basically signing away your rights to certain things, to be able to express what you saw, who did it, video, audio, what have you. He's got it locked up. You can't do anything with it if you sign that document. And that may explain why you don't have a lot of people that's willing to come out and give you salacious details as to who are these celebrities. It's always, well, there was celebrities there, but who are they? I would like to know. I'm sure you would be. I'm sure we're all curious. Maybe we'll find out one day. So I really appreciate you all in the chat room. Thank you for rocking with me today. I'm about to get ready to get out of here. That pretty much is the conclusion of the program, but let me go in here and shout some people out and make sure that that we have we've got TY, Boogie X, Cartel, M, Kim, Bling. Let me let's megaphone this. And Golden Melanin, last call. I thank you for being here. Thank you. It's good to see you. I hope everyone's health is well. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope your families are well. I know a lot can happen. We have to keep that in mind, that as you all support this channel, which I really appreciate, you do have lives and you have family, and everyone is dealing with health and nutrition and work and bills and all the stresses in life. And so we should take the time when you come in the chat room and those that are out there to really let people know if you're doing all right, because we want to know that, right? You are humans. You are people. You're not just individuals. You're not just little dots in a chat room. You are actual humans with blood, with loved ones, with children, people that you love, and we all have our various stressors. So I just want to acknowledge that I recognize that we all have things going on. Golden Melanin, I haven't seen her over here in a while, but guess what? I know that life gets in the way. Sometimes you're not going to see people sometimes because they got things going on in their personal life, right? Good or bad, they got things going on. And I'm glad to see her over here, and I'm glad to see Tiffany Jackson when she's able to come over. I'm glad to see everybody. We got Point Blank Travel. This is a man. I want you to subscribe to his channel. Check him out. I know this brother has had some health issues, and we need to talk on the phone, brother. I know we've talked about this, but we really need to talk on the phone because I want to know how you're doing. As I'm speaking about this, we need to talk on the phone, which means I need to pick up the phone and call you, okay? YouTube, we're on YouTube. Everybody's on this YouTube journey, and outside of the YouTube journey, there are the personal things that we all deal with in life. I have my stressors, my issues that I have to deal with living in this world called America, and you certainly do too. So I'm saying it to say that I don't take for granted the time that you come over and you watch the videos and you come over and participate in the chat room and you interact with the people in the chat room. This is really good. It's a community. This is really good. This is what we really need to do, no matter what issues we're talking about, right? Whether I'm talking about an educational issue or a hot button pop culture issue like the P. Diddy situation or anything, I really appreciate what you bring to the table to this channel and what have you. Definitely share this channel with people that you know. The channel seems to be growing little by little because of I think the community posts and all the different things I put out there. Just to let you know, again, everybody, if you have not done this, please go to my community post. If you go to the channel and you move to where it says community, click into there. And basically the community post, I have turned it into a museum of history, Black history, the great achievements of Black men, Black women, Black people, Black history, the whole 9 yards. I give you very enlightening material in that community tab. I believe that I have the best damn community tab on YouTube, none bar. And I challenge anybody, and I can be this bold. To say that my community tab is probably the best community tab on these YouTube streets, bar none.
Information is power.
And we're going to continue dropping those gems in that community tab. So make sure you share this video. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you share. I want to move this down. Make sure that you share this video in your social media. And the reason why I say that is because you know how YouTube is. They want to suppress what we do. They want to suppress the numbers. They want to make sure that these channels like mine don't get the sort of recognition that it should get. I look at YouTube and I see other content creators, particularly your white content creators. They can talk about these same issues like us, and YouTube will promote them. They can show videos and material that YouTube would deem inappropriate. They can show it and blow up. They can show it and get a lot of views, get promoted throughout the YouTube, because we know that there's a double standard on YouTube when it comes to Black creators and other creators of other races and groups. It's just a fact. I've been noticing this shit for a while. So thank you. Definitely share this video on all your social media. What can I say? Shirley, thank you for coming over. Last call, thank you for coming over. Last call, man. I'm wondering when Honors is going to drop another video. He put out a community post for a vote. And that's something I think I'm going to start doing too. I think I'm going to start putting in the community posts votes on topics that you want me to talk about, topics that you're interested in us getting into. And I know that I've had people talk about the community posts and say, hey, you should do some shows on some of the history that you have in your community posts. And I've been heavily thinking about doing that. Some of these things that I have in a community post, I might just do a video to go more in depth about it. Okay. Another thing I want to tell you all, I got a big announcement, is that I want to say shout out to Sugar Love out there. She has made contact with a couple of people that were involved in that cult leader, Black cult leader, Father, what's his name? Well, what's that guy's name? I talked about this before. Father, man, I can't think of his name, but this is a Black man who had one of the biggest cults in this country. And there's some people that were involved in his church that I may have an opportunity to interview about this father. God, can anybody put that name in the chat room? It's a Black man. He was around during the 1930s and 40s and 50s. He was people like Jim Jones and all these kind of individuals. Where you think they learned their culted stuff from him? I think this is a Black man that they tried to put in jail, but he kept beating the case. This man had a lot of power. He had he was running a church, and he blew up, and people deem it a cult because of the power he had over the people. Can anybody put that man's name in there? That would be great information. Hey, what's going on, RY? Good to see you. Let me see. Read your last 2 super chats. Okay, super chats. Read the last 2 super chats. Let me see. Well, Blackman Unfiltered, you sent me a super chat for $2 saying, if you party with Diddy, things will get shitty. and then Blackman Unfiltered put in here again, NDA stands for Men Dig a Lien Agreement. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
God. Woo. Where everybody, that's it. I got to get out of here. We're going to make it do what we can make it do. Y'all have a great rest of y'all evening. Tell somebody that you love them. Blackman Unfiltered, you know how it is, brother. I'll be over there on your channel this week whenever you go live based on whatever topic. I know we do on Fridays, you have the barber shop. That's always interesting and exciting. And we do have man talk over there. We do talk about relationships and man talk and all these sort of things of that nature. But don't sleep on this. This is what's important. And I said this to you before. This is what's important, y'all. When you have black men like George Macomb out there working in the community.
Trying to change the mindset of the youth. We say urban nerds, not urban shooters. We say death to the real nigga. We not talking about killing any niggas. We talking about killing that nigga mind, consciousness in the minds. We say, we lift up our hoodies and we say nerds over niggas.
I love it. Nerds over niggas. It's about changing the mindset and getting away from that mindset. And this is what I love. Now, this is a history. This is part of the things I drop in my community tab that I really wanted to show you all today. I dug this up. I found a website that shows historical things that impacted black people in the past. Now, I know that you're going to have somebody on YouTube that says, we got people on YouTube who often say, oh, don't be a victim. Don't play the victim role. No. We should be able as a people to move forward towards success and also look at our history. Every other group does not deny their history or their past as they're moving onward and upward towards the light of success. But you need to know this because a long time ago, back in the day, they actually had licenses to hunt. They called a federal license to hunt niggas. Let me let you see what that license looked like, ladies and gentlemen. Boom. There it is, in your face. In your face. Kiji, thank you for the super chat. I thank you for that super chat. You gave me that smiley. You said, keep it up. I appreciate that, Kitty G. Kinda G, I appreciate that, Kinda G. Thank you very much for that super chat. Thank you.
Thank you for the super chat.
Now, I want to say it again. It says federal nigger hunting license. This certifies that blank, you put your address, your sex, right? Having paid the license fee is hereby licensed to hunt and kill a black person. You know that the word is out there. During the open season hereafter in the United States, the license must be carried on person when hunting. You see the words again, and giving the holder permission to hunt down. This is a part of the nasty history of America. And I'm going to say it straight up, any black person talking about we don't deserve reparations, talking about, oh, if we get money, we're going to spend it. I don't give a damn about what an individual going to do with their money. The fact is that this country owes us a debt because this country has this kind of history where they actually gave out licenses to go hunt us. Ku Klux Klans and the such. You see that on the screen? So anytime you hear a mealy-mouthed Negro telling you that we don't deserve reparations, you should look at him with a side eye and realize that he would be the black person on the plantation that would sell you out if you were trying to escape from such plantation, trying to escape, hide, and get away for freedom. They would be the Negroes that would be holding us back. The ones that say, we don't deserve no reparations. Oh, come on, leave it alone. You got people getting money from the government today. So with that said, everybody, I want to get on out of here. I appreciate that. I hope what you saw on the screen that I put on the screen, I hope it shocked you. I hope it shocked everybody. Thank you, Golden Melanin. I hope what I just showed you, this little thing, this not a little thing, this license to hunt us from back in the day, I hope it resonates that this country has a debt to be paying us. We are not immigrants. We are not people of color. Black people built this country in America, which has opened the door for other people to come over here. And that's the thing that people need to understand. It was black people who changed the laws in this country that made it possible for other people to come over here. The Israel gets money, as I speak right now, from the United States, right? They get money for what's happening in that war. But how many of you are familiar with Ralph Bunche? Now, Ralph Bunche, a political black man, and I think Professor Black talks about this on his channel. Ralph Bunche was heavily involved in making it possible, along with other black folks, for Israel to have a state. So anytime you're on a panel with somebody telling you should stop talking reparations, and I especially don't like people who just got over here, telling me as a black American how I should feel about some shit. I have serious problems with that. So with that said, everybody, we're going to get ready to get out of here. But once again, look at this. Look at this. You see it? Now, I want y'all to understand where I'm coming from. I'm going to put that in the community tab. I'm going to do some more deeper research on that license to get some more deeper detail about it, how it came about. We know. And I'm going to drop it in the community tab so that you can get some history to go along with what I just put on the screen. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, you never know when I'll go live again. You know I'll go live on Sunday, but you never know if I may drop a video, upload, or go live during the week, depending on what happens. Y'all take care. Peace. Peace.
Cause P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
You've been listening to the Information Man Show today. Take care, everybody. Peace.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.